We have $100 from Miss Scarlett Tanager. It feels weird to see things I made being displayed as prizes. I wonder if I'll accidentally win something I made. Thank you, Miss Scarlett, for donating prizes and for donating to the marathon. And it looks like we are ready for Kana Bridge of Spirits with InsertLogic. Any percent, no major glitches, hard, thanks to your donations. So let's do this. InsertLogic, you ready? Go right ahead.
Oh, sorry. Oh, my life. Whoopsie. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hi. Apologies, my bad. I am InsertLogic. I will be showcasing Kana Bridge of Spirits today. Alongside me, I have Swift Shadow. Swift, if you want to say hey.
Hi, I'm Swift Shadow. I'll be here on commentary today. I've run a lot of the NMG and glitched category for the easy difficulty. Today we're going to be showing it off on hard, which is a pretty awesome showcase, and I'm very excited for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you guys so much for reaching the incentive goal. Really honored that everyone could come together for that, and I'm very, very excited to show it off. Are we ready on time?
Absolutely. Start whenever you're ready. Just give us a countdown.
All right, it will be on go. So 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so Kana Bridge of Spirits is a very entertaining game. Right out the gate, I'll start with that. It is a very fun, casual experience and a great speedrun. It has a beautiful blend of movement and combat, which together in short and long categories proves to be a really good time for the viewer and the runner. The lore for this game, spoilers ahead by the way, I'll be getting to the end game and everything. But spoilers for this game, the lore, sorry, is we'll be playing as Kana, who will be doing the superhero landing. There she is. She'll be our main protagonist. The mission is that a village was wiped out, and her job as a spirit guide is to help spirits pass over to the afterlife, help them have a calm passing, and then the gameplay will follow. So, the movement is very basic right off rip. We'll be doing just rolls. That was a very fun direction right off the gate there. And to those who have played this game that may think sprinting is good, if you time your rolls right, it's actually a little bit faster, so we want to be doing that. And then we want to press up against this wall here to catch a rogue autosave and skip one of the first puzzles for the cave.
So now we're getting into the tutorial for combat here, and Kana has a few combat options that are available to her from the very beginning, namely light attacks and heavy attacks, and you can also charge up your heavy attack and it'll do more damage and also stagger the enemy that it hits. So here on Expert, we're actually going to be seeing these enemies have more health than other categories. They're also more aggressive, and your courage charges up slower than it does on other categories as well. So these enemies are going to die to a charge, light, and charge, and it's very important that the last hit is a charge. That third hit of the combo being a charge actually does increase damage.
Mm-hmm. The third finisher is the third heavy attack is the strongest heavy attack, so we want to be sure we get that out as much as we can, as Swift said. Yeah, enemies, they take a bit of a beating before they go down. This includes bosses, so this will be a lot of fun to do. Now we basically just want to, again, load an autosave, which will push us a little bit forwards, and leaving the tutorial cave leads us to probably the hardest trick in the run. Swift, you might have some shared pain with this one, so...
It's a rough one, especially having it this early on.
Mm-hmm. So we want to get caught behind this tree and do a nice roll in air, and we want to get caught between these two twigs, jump to get stuck, and then whoop! Okay, that's fine. This is a very normal thing to have happen, to be honest. It's a very difficult trick.
Yeah, this is a huge reset point early on, but it's a great trick that saves a good amount of time.
Damn, my tiptoes. Alright, well, this is a backup. You can just kind of roll up this crease. There we go. My toes hit the edge and I fell. So this is our first instance of being out of bounds, and it will lead to another really cool trick called remote activation, which is using the camera basically as Kina's second viewpoint. And we'll be positioning that in front of a chest, and basically it will allow us to open it wherever we are. And so we'll be holding on to that for later because we want to time it to play 2 cutscenes at once and grab 2 rods at the same time. It's a very nice trick. We don't get to see it too much. I think this is the only instance of it in this category, but it's important to do, as you can see. Slam the stuff on the ground. That was for the chest way back there.
Yeah, so throughout this section, Logic's going to be picking up these creatures that are called Rot. There are 5 in total here, and that's going to get him to Rot level 1, which you can skip the Rot and still progress, but getting that Rot level 1 is extremely important.
As you see in the bottom left, we actually do not have any kind of yellow orbs, and as Swift mentioned earlier, that's our courage. We need to, every level we get an additional bar of courage, so we'll obviously need to get this if we want to be optimal throughout the run. And now we have our first courage, and now we'll be progressing onwards. If there's a donation or two, I think it'll be a good time to read them out while I'm just progressing.
Absolutely. We have $651.19 from Big Boys. And it says, Logic, it's been a long time coming. After spending years proving to us that you are one of the best speedrunners out there, you've finally gotten your chance to prove it to the world. You've been a great inspiration to all of us, helping us improve our game and making us all better people. Words can't describe how proud we are of you. With love, the Big Boys. P.S. 119.
Jesus, wow. Right off rip, guys. Come on. We're not even like 5 minutes in.
I know, the emotions are coming in strong right up front.
Jeez, I got a run to do, boys. Come on. My God, thank you, Big Boys. A good friend group of mine, known him for years. Thank you so much for that. Jeez, thank you.
All right, and coming up here, we have our first mini boss of the run. This is Sprout. As you can see on the bottom left now, since we have that Rot level 1, there's a circle that's going to be building up. It's this golden orb, and that's our courage. And that's going to let us do Rot actions, which Logic's going to do here. That sends the Rot at Sprout, and it basically stuns him, so that Sprout can't make any more actions. And we're going to be seeing a lot of usage of courage later on as well.
All right, that was a clean fight, luckily. Enemies on Expert, although during the speedrun they may look like a bit of a pushover, if you've done a casual playthrough of Expert, Master, or even Normal, you get caught out once or twice and you're dead, pretty much. Expert is a category notorious for bigger enemies two-shotting you, so it's a very scary time. Right here we'll be skipping the intro card for the game. Basically we'll be put in a state where the game can't pull us out for a cutscene, and we're able just to skip that intro card. It is a very cool intro card, but we gotta be places we gotta go, so we'll keep moving. Now, if you play this game casually, you know there's a fight in the middle of the center, and the center is a very key plot point, but we're actually just gonna straight up ignore that and progress around a different direction over here. It is just much more beneficial for us to ignore the main fight for village and just never go in there. We can do everything we need to do to finish the game without accessing anything from the center, which is very nice. Ooh,
yeah, so this path that Logic's going to be taking leads up to a waypoint that we're going to be using later on, and it also uses a lot of, you're going to see him pulse and then sprint off of a ledge and then do a short hop, and that'll conserve his momentum as he goes over.
Now here's an up-and-coming stressful jump. This jump was actually found very recently, and it is a very difficult jump, so there is no problem if I mess it up once or twice. Hopefully it's perfect. Oh, love that.
Very nice.
Oh, and look at that. Look at that. Love it. So that is a very long process. We still got one more thing to do. Okay. Heartbreaker. So that trick right there basically is I wanted to do a jump reset in the air, but I mistimed my jump by a hair, and so it took my my jump reset and made me double jump and bonk my head pretty much. Not the end of the world. We'll be able to we'll be able to just get back there. This is a very difficult segment, so there's no fear in me having a little bit of troubles. Hopefully now we'll be all good. There we go.
Very
cool.
nice.
The reason why I loaded the autosave was because I am unable to do the double jump reset, and it's only available once per load. It's a very weird thing, A little bit upsetting that I mistimed it by a fraction and just kind of bonked my head there. But we are actually now already at chapter 3. And we'll be picking up our first ability, which is called Dash. I know a lot of speedrunners, you know, they hear movement abilities and they get excited, and I'm happy to hopefully show off a lot of source once we can get movement with this ability. There's another... Oh, if there's one more donation we can slip in super quick. Sorry, Swift.
Yep.
Absolutely. We have $100 from Ace Lord saying, Logic, you are an incredible speedrunner and have inspired me since your Kingdom Hearts speedrunning days. Super glad to see you at GDQ. Well deserved, big boy.
Thank you, Ace. Love you. Alright, go on, Swift. Sorry to cut you off a little bit ago.
Yeah. So I was seeing in chat discussion on how this is NMG, or what major glitches are defined as. And just to put that out there, there is a trick that is called a voidless hyperdash, which basically allows you to get to the final boss almost immediately. And for this category, that trick isn't used.
Mm-hmm. Although as actually, thank you for bringing that up, Swift, as well, is although this may not look like major glitches, like what I'm about to do right here, I promise there are things way more. Oh, no! I didn't land on the rock. Okay, this is fine. But yeah, that's called a hyperdash. And a hyperdash is basically you send Kina through the air like a bullet, and we'll be able to hopefully squeeze past. There we go. This is what I wanted. And we'll be able to already get to one of Chapter 3's arenas. Now, it might be a bit weird, like people might see hyperdashing and wait a minute, no major glitches, what the hell? But we define that as not a major glitch because of the kind of glitches you can do in this game. As Swift mentioned, there is a voidless hyperdash where you dash but never void out, so you just fly forever. And using the camera as basically a hitbox to knock Kina around, you can effectively get from one point of the map to another whenever you want. And that is the glitched variant of any percent, which is, I believe, 10 minutes faster than the no major glitches variant, which is kind of nuts. But hyperdash is the fine line that we set for the no major glitches.
Coming up here, we're gonna have one of the late game bosses. This is Mask Maker, one of the Chapter 3 bosses. And Logic here is going to trap Mask Maker in the corner and basically just try to stagger it with both the dash and then also these charged heavy attacks. Then Logic's gonna go over to the side here to make Mask Maker turn to face him, and then hit from behind. And the goal here is to keep Mask Maker just stagger looped for as long as possible in this corner. Mask Maker likes to teleport and do a bunch of scary stuff, especially this early on in the game where we don't have much health or many tools either. So the longer that Logic can keep him staggered, the better, and it looks like this is going great so far.
Mm-hmm. Looking very nice. Yeah, that was a really good fight. Whew.
Awesome fight.
Nice. The timing there is very particular, and again, it might have looked really free, but I promise you it is not an easy trick. And as I said, once he gets out, it's a whole load of mess. So it's very important that you catch him when you do. Now we'll be returning to this waypoint that we picked up earlier. This will be our main waypoint throughout the run. And now we'll actually be going through Chapter 1, as we should have been from the beginning. So we're on our way to grab a ability similar to Dash, where we'll be able to use it to help beat the game. Right here I'll be doing a roll in air to skip out on doing the fight and getting it through this door. I can just roll over it. Roll in air is a really fun trick as well. It's basically taking the opportunity to roll against, more often than not, their trees, because they're a bit arched in their shape. And when you roll into an arch, Kina kind of rolls up the arch, and the game never counts you as being in the air. It always thinks you're grounded. For here, a normal viewpoint of it would be like, well, just go left. Why are you going right if you have to go left? Well, we go this way because if we go to the right side, we actually hit a trigger box, which spawns a bunch of invisible walls in our way on this path for story progression. So we want to just we went left to avoid those trigger boxes to skip out on the invisible walls. So now we can just progress without anything stopping us.
Yeah, normally here the game would put a wall up on this log and it would make you do that cutscene with Taro's mask, but because of the path Logic took, that just gets completely skipped. And it also keeps the lightning that goes throughout that section, just going forever now.
Until we get Bo, we have the really nice ambient lightning sounds, which, you know, if you like to sleep with the rain going on outside, I can imagine it's nice to have that on in the back. Another fight skip here, we want to aim jump, which is increases our gained height to maneuver up these branches and skip out on the fight below us. And now we'll be performing a trick called a Kappa skip. So Kappa's in the chat, people. Will be we won't be seeing the one in game, but we can still see it in chat. So be sure to drop them. We're doing a roll in air here to climb up this mountain to get out of bounds again. And we're going to be losing our dash. As Swift mentioned earlier, the dash comes back once it's been run dry because it wants to become full again. And when it becomes full, it rises slower. So now we're going to climb this and be very particular with our dashes and our double jumps here to make sure we land. And now we'll be doing another hyper dash, basically into the unknown through this mountainside here and hopefully land on a rock that will load in. There it is. Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was good. Now that I've landed on this rock, I come up here and void out. As you can see, Keena's just kind of vibing, staring at the camera. And now I'll stay on the rock. And now Kappa is directly underneath us, but I will just be progressing this way, past it, dropping down through the sides, and then getting back inside, and then taking the elevator. The reason why the camera may look a bit weird here is because this is the wall that you need to beat Kappa to open, but we just, we're not in the mood for that, so we can just leave.
Hey, Hannah, you made it. I think we found this.
It's very important that we load an autosave there, because the game has it's a consistent crash if you use your dash in this area before you get Bo. We don't know why it crashes the game, but it's something that we were all plagued with at the beginning of gameplay. But loading the autosave prevents that, which is nice. And now we have our Bo. Whoopsie. Okay, there we go. Now, because we didn't get the village waypoint, it makes things a little difficult for us because we would use the village waypoint to get to our second boss. But we'll just be taking an alternative route to get around to that area by climbing down this mountainside, having a big old leap over this gap here.
Yeah, the movement here is very precise. Normally, the game will kill you if you take too much fall damage, if you fall from too far of a height, and all of these jumps are designed to make so that you won't end up falling too far.
Okay, there we go. It's like a
Very
nice
hyper dash.
downwards bounce. Yeah, it was good. Now we have another hyper dash to go all the way to Warrior. Now, if you played this game, you know there's a lot of trials they want you to go through, but we don't want to do that. So we can just fly right by. Was that close enough? It was cool. And now I hit the autosave so I can just load and I'm right here. If you play this game casually, you might notice that it's very bright around here, whereas when you're doing it casually, it's like a dark atmosphere. It's just because we don't actually go through the purple portals, which sets the mood lighting. We just kind of skip over them.
So this fight is the warrior fight. This is another one of the chapter 3 bosses. Logic's gonna open this fight up with a dash, which forces warrior to the back wall here. And now the goal of the fight is to basically just keep warrior trapped up against this back wall by staggering with charged heavy attacks and also dashes. And we also picked up a rot hammer ability right before this fight that uses the courage orb that we were talking about earlier down there on the bottom left. And it does 2 hits on it, one on the staff swing itself, and one on the rot that shoot out of it. So while warrior's positioned up against this wall, you can consistently get both of those hits to connect, and you get that double hit rot hammer, which does quite a bit of damage.
You also have to be very careful. I'm being very particular with what I do. I'm not being too aggressive, because warrior is a very strong opponent, and 2 shots will, I think, pretty much kill me. So I have to be very careful with that. But that was good.
Very nice fight.
I'm actually gonna grab this waypoint just for safety. These med spots are for health bonuses, and grabbing it before we progress through the run doesn't hurt. I think it might help with some smaller enemies later in the run. I still think we get 2-shot, but I think we'll be alright. Okay, now we're progressing through Hunter's Path. This is the only Chapter 3 relic that we do properly-ish. All of these rocks require the Chapter 2 ability, which is bombs, which we didn't get, but we can just kind of parkour our way through them, and then maneuver up this mountain to basically just skip out on, again, all the trials that the game sets out for us. We're able just to climb on these rocks and jump right into Hunter's Arena. Now hopefully I don't embarrass myself with these shots. Oh, there we go. Whoopsie. Okay. Keyboard mouse users laughing right now. Okay. So now we begin our final relic fight of the run. I think most people's favorite boss, and debatably the hardest in the run for sure.
My favorite boss for sure. This is Hunter. This is the last of the Chapter 3 bosses before we get up to the final boss. And Hunter has a cool mechanic where when you shoot her in the head, she gets knocked down to the ground. And it goes on a cooldown afterwards, so you can't just consistently do it over and over again. But whenever that cooldown is up, Logic's going to be trying to hit Hunter in the head to knock her down to the ground so that he can combo while she's down there. As you can see, Logic took one hit, and we've been talking about how much damage enemies do here. The health there is very, very low. Great parry on that attack as well. If you pulse at the proper time, you're able to parry an enemy. It's a pretty rough timing to hit.
I redeemed myself with that second parry there, so I'm happy. Alright, cool. Alright, now I'm going to want to wait until an autosave appears in the top right before I warp. That autosave is very important to getting our rot, which is the orbs on the bottom left. I actually hit level 2 because of that. And now I have an extra rot ability, which we'll be using throughout the run. And now we have Toshi, Chapter 3's boss.
So this is Toshi, and there's a very cool loop that Logic's going to be going for here. Toshi has an attack, which he does here, where he tries to parry your hits. And if you dodge out of his hit there, you can start that attack up again and just loop him over and over again. So Logic's going to be trying to do that for as long as possible. Toshi likes to do this thing where he teleports up into the air, and the longer that we can keep this loop going, the more that we can just stop him from doing that. Again, is going to be doing these rot hammers as well, as long as he has the courage to go for them. Put in some dashes there to get some extra courage gain and some extra damage as well. And this loop has been going really well so far.
Yeah, this is very clean. Hopefully it continues.
Continuing that loop again, still dodging the hit, and this rot hammer should do a lot of damage, just enough to kill.
The 1 HP hero, dude. Okay, that was a good fight though. That was nice. It's a little sloppy because I got hit right off rip, but it was all good in the end. So now I'm going to be buying, I forget what the ability is called, Swift, oh god.
Oh, Enter the Fray?
That was it, sorry, yes. So I actually bought Enter the Fray, which is a new reroute. And Enter the Fray is you get a rock command on entry to a fight. And if you know the lore, we actually lose all of our rot going into the final boss, but we will be getting it back, and it'll be useful once it kicks in when we get them back.
So this is Rot God. This is the final boss of the game. And on Rot God, there are these weak points. On Story Mode, the easy difficulty, these would normally get destroyed by 1 arrow shot, but on Expert, you need a lot more damage to destroy them. It takes 3 fully charged arrows to break all of these weak points. So Logic's going to be trying to avoid Rot God. On the bottom right of the screen, you can see his arrow count. That's going to fill up over time whenever he's not at his arrow cap of 4 arrows.
There we go, okay.
And that's the first phase done. Very nice.
This is my favorite segment of the game, without a doubt.
So you can also see on the bottom left of the screen, since we beat Toshi, Toshi actually took all of our rot away. So we don't have any courage down on the bottom left, and we also can't use any rot actions here. So Logic just has to rely on the basic tools that he has available. Is looking for a good grouping on that dash there to try and get splash damage.
Alright,
That was a
not bad.
nice rune.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad at all. The bugs were giving me a bit of a problem, but we're all good. The true final boss. Here we go.
So this enemy here is called Wood Knight. Anybody who's played this game casually has probably struggled with this enemy. You have no way of healing in this section. Wood Knight hits very hard on these harder difficulties. And what Logic is going to be trying to do is do a charge loop on Wood Knight to just stagger him over and over again for as long as he can, just to avoid these pretty strong attacks that Wood Knight spams out.
Oh, the trade.
But I can also put his shield up there, and he'll just guard the attack and then always counter. And the good thing is you can dodge through that counter with the iframes on your dodge.
Okay, cool. Not the prettiest, but Wood Knight can put up a good fight if he gets out an attack or two. So even good runners of this game still sweat at the sight of Wood Knight on this segment, especially on harder difficulties. When I heard that hard mode was met, I was sweating a little bit, but we're all good.
Yeah, Wood Knight is basically the true final boss. It's definitely the hardest part of this boss to get through, especially on the harder difficulty. So we're back to the Rock God Arena. This phase basically plays out a lot like the first one, where Logic's going to be trying to get these arrow shots on those weak points of Rock God. Rock God's going to make it a little bit hard to hit when he does back up with that laser there.
Oh, the turn. Alright, there we go.
Nice.
Getting hit by Rock God is a surefire way to end your run, especially if you get hit during the first phase, because any of Rock God's attacks will put you to 1 HP. Now on this segment, this is basically a movement testing section where it tests all 3 of your abilities, Bomb, Bow, and Dash, but we do not have Bomb. So, on this upcoming segment right here, we actually just do a really well-timed short hop from a dash to a double jump. And we want to shoot the plant and hopefully dodge the death plane. We do, very nice. The death plane there is very, very dangerous. If you drop a little too low, you're gonna hit it and be sent back to the beginning of that segment.
Logic here as well is going to roll as he hits the ground. That actually ends up skipping the animation that would normally play. And because Logic picked up Enter the Fray here, Logic immediately gets an extra courage as he comes into this phase, which allows him to hit this first damage window on Rock God. For this last phase, instead of having those weak points Logic is going to be shooting, Rock God ends up doing a specific attack where it charges up the spears, and you have to send your rod at one of the spears in order to break it off of him.
It is tradition
This is basically...
Oh, sorry, I was gonna say, it's tradition for every runner to hit or shoot the spear that leaves the Rock God's back. You'll be kicked and banned from the community if you don't. But it's always it's good fun whenever you launch the spears from his back. If you just give it a little tap with the arrow, and it just kind of freak out and fly.
Flies all the way through the sky. It's amazing.
It's elegant. I love it.
So Logic's looking for one more damage window here. And the goal here is basically Logic is going to be trying to move in a certain way that will bait Rock God into just going into this move where he can be damaged immediately. So Logic's going to go around Rock God's back and make Rock God turn to face him. And hopefully we'll be seeing that charge up. Perfect.
I'm surprised that still worked, to be honest.
That was really nice.
Dash. Oh, no dash. Okay. And that was Rock God. And that's Kina, Bridge of Spirits, any percent. Yeah, that's the run pretty much. We have a very small segment where we have to hit the meditation spot for the game. Once we hit that meditation spot, that is the conclusion for the run, and the timer will end once the screen fades to black after it. But yeah, that was the run. A little sloppy at the beginning from me, I won't lie. A couple hiccups here and there, but I didn't take a death. So happy days on that one.
Yeah, that was a really nice run. Very clean, especially on hard. getting through the entire game without dying is very difficult, for sure.
Goodbye, Kana.
And now, lore-wise, everyone in the village would have been saved, but we only saved, like, Toshi. So, bye, guys.
Did a great job.
See ya. Yeah, we're done. Bye-bye. Alright, that's time.
Well done. Great run.
Thank you. Yeah, that was Kina. Wait. I guess I could say the community for Kina have made this game amazing. I can give a little bit of lore super quick. One of the biggest and influential skips, which was early dash, was found within hours of the game's release. Thanks to the dedication of the early runners, a lot of the community members have participated in making the routes rigid, perfect, pristine, every way of the word. I cannot give them enough praise in this short amount of time, so I just want to say, if you want to be part of this game's speedrun, I highly recommend it. The Discord link for the Kina speedrun community is on the leaderboards for speedrun.com for this game. And I just want to say thank you guys for having me. Swift, if you want to say anything as well.
Yeah, thank you for having me on commentary. This was a lot of fun. If anybody's interested in running this game, definitely take a look at that Kena speedrunning Discord. There are a bunch of different categories to run, so here you saw that no major glitches category. If you don't like glitches at all, there's also a glitchless category that's a little over an hour long. If you want even more glitches, like that major glitch that we talked about earlier, there's an even shorter category that's only 13 minutes long for the any percent category. And then for completionists as well, there's categories like 100%, all relics, which does all bosses, getting all of the rot as well. And yeah, it's just a really great game with really great developers behind it. They've all been very supportive, and as Logic said, that first major skip was found on the first day, and they've been great with it and haven't like patched any of the skips out. It's been pretty amazing.
I will also like to say I apologize if this run didn't have many times for donations. We're still very grateful. I do apologize for not giving too many moments for them to be read, but I hope it was all good.
No problem. I do have a quick message from the Kena speedrunning Discord real quick if you want.
Oh, please.
$25 from Clara the Classy that says, "Good luck on the run, Logic. The Kena Discord is here cheering you on." And we did get a bunch of donations from the people in the community, so thank you to everyone who in chat who did donate for this amazing run.
Thank you guys so much.
And also, if I'm not wrong, this is also world record for hard by almost a minute.
No, don't tell me that. Oh my god.
Wow, congratulations! Y'all, can we get some hype in the chat for on-stream world record? Yes? That's incredible.
Huge congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so I want to give credit to the Enter the Fray strat near the end. I'm so surprised that PB hit. Oh my god. Jeez. Okay, well, I'm happy. Alright, cool. That was that was a pleasant surprise. Okay. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for having us. Again, I apologize if you donated and I didn't give much time for that to be read out. All the donations are greatly appreciated. I apologize, but thank you guys for having us. Hopefully we put on a show for you all, and hopefully we'll see you all again soon.
Thank you so much, InsertLogic, for that incredible Kena Bridge of Spirits run. Thank you so much to everyone who donated from the community as well. Let me read out a few more community donations. Have $20 from Call Right. Hey Logic, hope you're in high spirits during your run. It's been awesome watching this run progress over the past year. Good luck and go get it. Thank you so much. We have $50 from Prob. Happy to see Kena, which is a really special game to my fiance. I love you, Bear. Also, special shout out to the Game Along group Kudumani, who made a lot of the beautiful music for this game. Money goes to Monkey Ball, another favorite of my fiance, so perfect time to donate. That music was absolutely incredible, and what an amazing, amazing run. We have 20. All right, y'all, hope you enjoyed that incredible run, and we have a whole day's worth of amazing speed runs coming on up. We're gonna head to a quick break, and I'll see you soon. All right, welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick 2022 online. We have plenty of awesome speed runs coming up, and thank you to everyone who has been donated. Have $100 from Liz. Shout out to my husband. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary, and I couldn't think of a better way to spend it than this. Also, thank you so much for this event. My brother and I watch this every year as both of our parents have had cancer, and so this means so much to the both of us. And $20 from Zero Jedi. I've never heard of Chicory, A Colorful Tale, but Punchiest runs are always must watches. Good luck on the run, and let's unlock that Monkey Ball bonus run. And I believe we are just about ready for a prize segment with Scent. Let's see all the amazing prizes we can win by donating.
Thank you so much, Frozen. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to AGDQ Online 2022. My name is Scent, and for the past 8 years or so, I've been doing prize segments in front of that camera for GDQ events. I've tried to pass on some of the wisdom I've learned over those years to both Frozen and Shout recently. And one of the things that I've always felt to hold true is that when I accept the prize, I want it to be something I can talk about, something I can either tell a story about, or just something that I can go ahead and list out the redeeming qualities of, let you all know why you really want to donate for it. But the truth is, my absolute favorite prizes are the prizes where I don't have to say anything. I don't need to tell you how incredibly difficult it is to find a PS5 still. I don't need to tell you how absolutely amazing and thematic this Chicory-themed artwork is. And if you're not familiar with Chicory, definitely don't go anywhere because you don't want to miss Punchy's run coming up next. This is incredible. This is a hand-painted PS5. This is not like a thin veneer skin on the PS5. This is directly painted onto the shields. It is absolutely incredible artwork. This thing is a masterpiece, and it is a $100 minimum donation from now until the end of Hitman. You have plenty of time to get your donations in, but please do. because this is just mind-blowingly cool. Huge shout-outs to Finji, the publishers of Chicory: A Colorful Tale, for organizing this prize for us, as well as to Zandra Art, the incredible artist who painted the shields of the PS5 here. And frankly, I don't need to say anything else. $100. Get those donations in. Let's just take a moment to look at it together. Absolutely stunning. You can find some more great pictures of it on our Twitter, as well as on our website, gamesdonequick.com. Make sure to head over there. You can check out the tracker. It's going to tell you all the information you need about all kinds of upcoming prizes, about all the incredible bid wars that you can put your donations towards. I think we still have the bid war open for Chicory's name in the upcoming run. So if you don't want that to be Ratatouille, now is the time. As well as, of course, all of the incredible speedruns coming up in the marathon. There are so many of them. Remember that AGDQ is 24/7 until Saturday. We are bringing you speedruns constantly and raising money directly for the Prevent Cancer Foundation, a wonderful organization focused on research and prevention for cancer. Again, thank you so much to Finji for this incredible hand-painted PS5, as well as Zandra Art for painting it. And really, that's all I wanted to show you. It's all I need to show you. Thank you so much. Frozen, why don't you take us back to the break screen?
Wow, that PS5 is just something else. And we do have a $100 donation from Skiturk that says, I need that hand-painted PS5 in my living room. Yeah, that is just absolutely gorgeous. And just a reminder, remember, you can head to gamesdonequick.com to see all of our different incentives and bid wars. And we do have some upcoming bid wars I do want to talk about, like for Crash Team Racing, the character choice between Dingo Dial and Tiny Tiger is looking pretty close. If you want to be able to see one or the other of those, get your donations in for that. We have a $100 from Dionys26. So excited for the Chicory run. Good luck, Punchy. We have $1,000